All right, y'all. So we got ourselves a conversational video. I saw this and I wanted to tap in because this is an interesting title. It says, "Why K-pop sucks now." I fully disagree. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think K-pop sucks. I genuinely don't think K-pop sucks. Like, I feel like it could, like, looking at how generational wise it, like, the changes. Like, I'm thinking like we're just in a new type of era of K-pop, especially with all like the new generation of idols are coming in, and also it feels like there's a change in I guess the way to make music and the way the music sounds. So it's like, I guess now that we're in it, it's like a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, K-pop sucks now," da 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 da. But I'm always open for discussion. Do you guys think K-pop sucks now? If so, please let me know. I like it. I really do like it. So, let's check it out. This video is brought to you by Sebastian's Patreon. Not only is this page packed with exclusive videos, 800 plus at the time of this recording to be exact, but it also comes with a couple tiers. If you'd want to subscribe and support this growing community, click the link in the description below, and thank you for everything. Now, let's get back to the video.
There was a time when people couldn't get enough of K-pop. It felt like the genre was on track to become the biggest global phenomenon, breaking records left and right. But today, fans are starting to agree that K-pop is in shambles. The talent is still there, but something feels off. It doesn't feel authentic anymore. And no, I'm not talking about the usual fan wars or another idol getting cancelled for breathing wrong.
You know, one thing I do think, it's like, now that K-pop has gotten popular as fuck, it's like idols are getting more recognition in terms of, like, I guess, endorsements and sponsorships. So it's like there's more of a focus on, and obviously I could be wrong. I'm just talking from the dome, so don't rip my ass in the comments, please. I'm just speaking. We can disagree respectfully, but like what I'm thinking is like the lens is on K-pop, and like it's as usually as, you know, when things get mainstream, brands just start hounding at talent, and it's like, ooh, it's a lot going on. I do appreciate this recognition, but it feels like the music is lacking. Like, it may seem that way, if that makes sense.
I'm talking about actual chaos, scandals upon scandals, music quality hitting rock bottom, fan culture becoming more toxic than ever, and an industry so focused on profit that it completely lost sight of what made K-pop special in the first place. Remember when K-pop felt fresh? When groups had their own sound? When you could actually tell which song belonged to which group? Yeah, those days are gone.
You think so? I wouldn't say that. I mean, we showing Namjoon and shit like that, but it's like we also gotta see what's finna happen when BTS comes back, because, like, duh, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, like,
because now every group sounds the same, scandals happen every other week, and the industry is squeezing fans dry. So, what went wrong? K-pop used to be experimental. It had variety. You could hear the difference between a Big Bang song and a Shiny song in 2 seconds. You could hear the difference between a BTS song and EXO song.
I mean,
now, if I played you 5 random K-pop songs from different groups, you wouldn't even know who sang what.
Actually, no, because you do. Like, if you actually pay attention, you do. Because aespa still sounds like aespa. LE SSERAFIM be experimenting. Twice just sounds like Twice. Like, you could tell what Twice sounds like. BTS sounds like BTS. EXO sounds like EXO. Blackpink, maybe Blackpink in itself, they're like expanding, like the girls in themselves, in their respective selves, are just expanding their musical palettes and just like exploring more and like providing more range. But it's like you can hear the sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could still hear it. I'd say it's probably a reach that like everybody sounds the same, because they don't. You know, like, they don't.
The industry has fallen into a cycle of playing it safe, prioritizing catchy, formulaic beats over true artistic innovation. Labels care more about following trends than setting them, leading to a wave of generic songs that blend into each other. What used to be a diverse genre full of surprises has now been reduced to predictable beats, copy-paste melodies, and a desperate attempt to go viral on TikTok. Blame it on the industry's obsession with TikTok trends. Companies don't make songs anymore, they make sounds designed to go viral for 15 seconds.
Well, that's because music nowadays recognize that TikTok is literally the place where you can get so much like eyes on you, it doesn't even make sense. I started doing TikToks and stuff like that and doing, just random ass 15-second skits or whatever you call it. And like, bro, the amount of people that be watching, it's like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on TikTok if you want to, but still, I'm just saying, like, the focus, there's more of a focus now. And it's like it feels weird, but it's like
Songs are literally being crafted with dance challenges in mind rather than musical quality. The result? Music that feels disposable. Something to stream for a week before moving on to the next trend. Remember when K-pop had bridge sections? When the production was insane?
Yeah.
When choruses were built up to feel like an actual climax? Now it's just verse, pre-chorus, drop. No storytelling. No emotional payoff. Just the same recycled formula over and over again.
And I see what he means. I do see what he means now, because it's not really much storytelling for real. So I guess that could be his angle. He's just building it off of this.
And the auto-tune? Oh, buddy. Some idols sound like Siri with a voice filter.
Bro.
The days of raw live vocals are fading, replaced by over-processed, pitch-corrected performances that make every song feel robotic. The industry no longer focuses on vocal excellence, just what sounds good enough to be consumed quickly. Let's be real, if you blurred out the members of half these fourth-gen groups, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. The same AI-generated visuals, the same perfect styling, and the same vocal tone. Everything feels like it came out of the same factory, with no room for individuality.
But what I gotta say is, like, when you, like, if you actually look at the grand scheme of things, the groups that have defined these sounds still sound like themselves. It's just that we got hella new generations and groups, and they don't have they're not. I feel like they're not given the time to learn about their artistry or musicianship. Like, they're still in the stage of, we're trying to get eyes on us. We're still a new group, so we're gonna have to we might have to fit a status quo. Like, yeah, like, once artists have artist development, then maybe we'll get a different type of thing. Like, it all takes time. It literally all takes time.
Groups used to have distinct concepts and unique sounds, but now it's all just the same recycled formula with different faces.
Because everything's
Gone
been
are the
done.
days when a group could have a signature sound. Instead, labels are too afraid to experiment, forcing idols into a mold that prioritizes marketability over authenticity.
And I'm trying to figure out, who is he pinpointing, because NCT still experiments with shit. Like, they still experiment. Like, is he? I don't know, bro. Like, is he talking about? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out, what is he talking about?
The industry is terrified of taking risks. Labels don't want an idol to stand out too much because that might disrupt the group's perfect balance or make them harder to market. Instead of nurturing individuality, they create manufactured clones. Idols who fit a strict mold, designed not to push creative boundaries, but to maximize profit.
Like, he's saying this, and then you got Stray Kids who drop the Skis players and, like, the Skis records and stuff like that literally show you, like, what they're doing. And also, the thing about it is, like, we're still, like, what, a year removed from the shit that New Jeans did? And they literally are synonymous with a certain type of sound that you see on YouTube when you search up, like, K-pop beats. It's New Jeans type beat, New Jeans type beat, New Jeans type beat. So it's like we're literally still in, I guess, the big boom of, like, that sound that's, like, slowly diminishing after all the shit that happened. But like, I still see some individuality. Like, I guess it's in terms of, like, scale, it's, like, may seem like it's not that way. You know what I'm saying? Because the artists that still do what they do still do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like even Red Velvet when they came back with Cosmic. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I I don't know. Like what is he looking for?
This results in groups that feel more like commercial brands than actual artists. Every concept, every outfit, and every song is meticulously crafted to be safe and digestible, ensuring no one deviates too much from the formula.
Who was that? Who was that girl that had that shirt that said "Eat my ass"? There was somebody that had a shirt like that. I forgot who it was, but
And
yeah.
what's the result? A K-pop landscape that feels increasingly stale and uninspired. Fans aren't blind to this, they crave uniqueness, but companies keep serving the same aesthetic, the same choreography, and the same generic sound. The lack of risk-taking is making K-pop boring, and if the industry doesn't start
The music is too boring. BTS and IU are both disappointing, while the fourth gen is even worse. So, and this came out in 2022. Okay, so boom, we're in chapter 2 of the BTS universe. Literally, all 7 of them dropped their own thing in their own type of way. We gotten fed for a while. So what is, or maybe I don't know, am I am I losing track here or something?
embracing individuality again, fans might start looking elsewhere for excitement.
Like nigga, like RM literally had that right person wrong. That album was like literally just experimental stuff and just just spreading out his musical brain. How can you say, like, how can you say these things? What I'm thinking is like he's probably focusing on the younger groups. Maybe, I don't know. Like, ugh.
Groups aren't encouraged to explore their unique musical identities because the industry prioritizes what sells over what's artistically fulfilling. And in doing so, they're slowly killing the magic that made K-pop so exciting in the first place. K-pop always had a weird obsession with controlling idols' personal lives. But it's worse than ever. Companies force idols to act like they're single forever because apparently their fans will have an emotional breakdown if they find out their oppa or ani is dating. And let's talk about fan culture.
Oh, Lord.
K-pop fans are spending thousands of dollars just to collect photo cards. Literal pieces of cardboard. Streaming is no longer about enjoying music, it's a full-time job. Fans set alarms, organise streaming parties, and dedicate hours just to ensure their favourite group tops the charts. If you don't stream 24/7, you're not a real fan. And when idols do date, the internet implodes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. When idols just literally live normal life and get shit for it, that's so unfair. That's just so fucking unfair.
Death threats, boycotts.
That's
I can't
so
believe they
unfair.
betrayed us. What betrayal? You don't know them. Some fans even go as far as demanding public apologies, forcing idols to write handwritten letters as if they've committed a crime. This level of obsession has turned fandom culture into something toxic, basically, like a cult. Idols are treated like characters in a fantasy world, expected to be flawless and forever available to their fans.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, it's getting out of control. The industry feeds into this parasocial relationship because it profits from fan loyalty. But at what cost? Idols live in fear of normal human experiences, and fans lose touch with reality. At some point, K-pop fans need to ask themselves, are we supporting idols, or are we suffocating them? How many
But at this, like the thing that kind of kills me about like the fan versus like idol thing and like having it in a like a vacuum, pretty much. I hope I use that term right. It's like, yes, we should ask K-pop fans like, yo, can we get a grip on reality? But it's like it's probably very difficult to do so when the labels and the engines, I'm not talking about in hyping fans. I'm talking about like the engines that bring in the like that literally just craft this whole thing for it to be consumed by the fans. It's like it could be like a chicken and egg situation. It's like the reason why the fans are like this is because what was being pushed by the not the leaders but like the labels is literally what drives the fans to do so, and then it's just like it just clicks in. It literally just clicks because there's some fans out here, or a good majority of fans out here, be on this parasocial relationship shit. So it's like I don't know if who is there to blame. To me, I feel like it's more of a responsibility for labels to let the idols be fucking human, and it's also should be on the fans to not have a cow about idols being human and all this crazy ass stuff. Because at this point, it doesn't make sense that you love your faith so much that you will bombard them and crowd them in a spot where you see them. Like that shit don't make sense.
How many apology letters have you seen in the past year?
So in that sense, that means the higher ups are the ones who need to be blamed, because these people have something going on with them, like psychologically. Like they literally feel like very, very intimate with these people. So it's like the labels are taking advantage of that. So it's the label's fault. Shit, fuck, it's the label.
How many idols have been cancelled over something ridiculous? At this point, there's a scandal every other week, and it's exhausting to keep up with.
Yeah.
Some scandals are serious. Issues like bullying allegations.
And also, I talked to Rachel about this, or I mentioned this in passing. Like, I literally feel like there's a quota of scandals. I really feel like, because the amount of shit that just gets published, it's like, dog. The amount of shit I be seeing on Kooky Lit's channel, because for some reason I'm still getting the thumbnails from that channel. It's like, yo, like, it's a lot of shit going on. Like, why are we talking about every little thing?
Company mistreatment and idol exploitation deserve attention, but others, completely blown out of proportion. An idol says one slightly wrong word in an interview and suddenly their entire career is at risk. They're forced to issue a public apology, bow in front of cameras, and sometimes even take an indefinite hiatus over minor misunderstandings. And let's talk about how companies handle these situations. One day, they completely ignore a controversy, hoping it will fade away. The next day, they're making idols write handwritten apology letters in 5 different languages, trying to please every single audience. It's inconsistent, performative, and honestly, tiring. Social media plays a huge role in this mess. A rumor starts, it spreads like wildfire, and before you know it, thousands of people are demanding an idol's removal from their group. Even when claims turn out to be false, the damage is already done. K-pop scandal culture thrives on overreaction, and companies fuel it by constantly playing defense instead of standing by their artists. At this point, it feels like being a K-pop idol is walking on eggshells. They can't express personal opinions, joke freely, or even make simple mistakes without triggering a massive backlash.
One thing that I could, I guess, ask myself is like, what drives someone to become an idol for real, for real? Like, aside from like, it's your big dream, but it's like, if you know that you're going to go through this process depending on who picks you up, it's like, how long does it take for you to prepare for what's going on? And like, can someone literally be fully prepared of like what's going on? Because a lot of shit can happen with the minorest things. Like, that's like that has to be the most nerve-wracking thing, like, ever. You know what I'm saying? My heart really goes out to these idols that literally don't be doing shit and just be getting berated, like picked apart. Like, that's not cool, cuz.
And with scandals happening so frequently, it's hard to tell what's actually serious and what's just another case of overblown internet outrage. Let's be real, the industry sees fans as walking ATMs. You're not a supporter, you're a customer.
That's so crazy to say. Fuck.
Every move the companies make is designed to extract as much money from fans as possible, whether through constant comebacks, overpriced merchandise, or endless album versions with random photo albums, overpriced. Not just a little, but ridiculously expensive. Sometimes with multiple versions, forcing fans to buy several copies just to collect all the photo cards. Comebacks? Rushed. Instead of focusing on quality music, labels push groups into back-to-back releases just to keep the hype cycle going. Concert tickets? Insanely
let's not, hey bro, let's not bring up concert tickets, cuz.
expensive. Prices keep going up, and VIP sections are basically reserved for those who can drop thousands of dollars. Groups don't even get time to rest because companies milk them dry before moving on to the next big thing. The moment a group loses momentum, they are discarded, and a fresh batch of trainees is rolled out.
Yep.
Idols become disposable commodities
Damn, whose ass
rather
is that?
than artists with careers meant to last decades. And don't get me started on luxury brand deals. At this point, some idols are more models than musicians, Instead of honing their craft, many idols are funneled into brand endorsements, appearing in fashion shows, and promoting expensive handbags. While there's nothing wrong with making money, it's clear that for some companies, the focus has shifted away from music entirely.
Yeah.
The result? Fans are getting fed up.
And sometimes, like, it's a hard pill to swallow, but sometimes to a lot of people, like, getting into music is a way that you can get into certain spots that you want to get into. Because, like, music is such a universal thing. It's like, it feels like it's so easy to do so because you get the name recognition because you can sing a little tune or you can make an iconic moment. Then boom, you get all these brand deals. You a model. You in Paris Fashion Week. Da 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 da. You in a movie. You get to be like this real live celebrity. Everything you do, like everything you touch, will turn to gold. It's like sometimes it's like the engine that is running this shit doesn't really give a fuck about music. Music is just a springboard. Music is just an entryway point. And it's like if enough people think that, a good amount of people are going to try to get into this quick lick, not knowing that this quick lick is like depleting slowly. Like this is like DC. It's sinking centimeters every year. It's still sinking, but it's like, when will be the day when the shit's underwater? And at what point will it be that way? I don't know. I don't know, honestly.
They're tired of being treated like an unlimited money supply, and many are starting to question whether supporting the industry is even worth it anymore. K-pop used to have a strong grip on teenagers and young adults, but those fans are growing up and moving on. Many people who got into K-pop during the second and third generations are now in their late teen or late 20s or even 30s, and their priorities have shifted.
Yeah.
Life responsibilities, changing musical tastes, and even disillusionment with the industry.
Yup, bro. I bet you to get you through the day, you would like some nice tunes. If the tunes are ass, you ain't even gonna want to get through the day with the tunes. You just gonna find something else. And then slowly, it's gonna be heartbreaking because like you fell out of love with your love, with your first love, music. You just fell out of love with it because niggas don't care no more. People don't care no more. People really don't care. And at the same time, life is getting harder and harder. Some people don't give a shit about a story that you put in the song. So it's like, what can we do? Like what can we do? What I honestly think is something that should be implemented is like focusing on frequency. Focus on frequency of the songs rather than just spamming a drill beat in the damn thing. You ain't gotta spam a wub wub. You ain't gotta do that. Like we gotta focus, or not we. It's just like I would like for like the producers and the labels to actually tap into the psychological aspect of what makes someone love the music that you're putting out. You can't just keep microwaving this shit, bro. You can't, because one day that microwave is gonna fucking blow up, and your food's still gonna be cold in the middle. You gotta actually cook that motherfucker. You feel me? You gotta actually cook. And it's getting easier and easier to do things now. So it's like the more give a fuck mentality is gonna deplete more and more, because it's like, oh man, hold on, cuz I could put this lean cuisine in the microwave for 2 minutes instead of cooking the lean cuisine with the ingredients itself from the stove and making this shit. Like hey man, if I could put a Stouffer's mac and cheese in the microwave for 4 minutes, I could feed my entire family instead of actually getting the damn cream, the milk, the roux, however you like to make it, the noodles, specific type of noodles, get the specific type of cheese, shred up the cheese because you don't want all the thing to curdle up and all this stuff. Like, they need to cook. Cooking, we need to cook.
Are causing many longtime fans to step away from the genre. Unlike Western music industries that evolve with their audience, K-pop remains stuck marketing itself almost exclusively to young teens.
Hey, don't talk about the Western music industry. It's fucked. It's fucked. It is fucked. The Western music industry is now a tech company now. It is fucked.
Companies continue pushing bubbly, high-energy concepts and heavily manufactured idol personas, ignoring the fact that their original fan base is no longer in that age group. The result? a growing disconnect between older fans and the industry.
And this is something that also can help. Labels need to let idols just have control over their music sometimes. It's like, it's nothing wrong with an idol being like, man, I'm sad as shit right now. Not saying like, oh, he left me, I don't know what to do, insert crazy ass lyric. It's like, bro, let idols literally bring the pain and the stuff that they're going through out into the music. Let them cook that mac and cheese, gang.
Even newer fans aren't sticking around as long as they used to. With the rise of short-form content like TikTok, attention spans are shorter than ever.
That happened because of Vine. That happened in Vine, and Vine was the start of that shit.
And K-pop's reliance on quick, viral trends is making it feel more disposable. Instead of forming deep, long-term connections with groups, fans jump from one viral moment to the next, leading to shorter fan cycles. Meanwhile, older fans who once felt a strong emotional connection to idols are starting to feel alienated. The industry still expects them to behave like obsessive teenagers, but at a certain point, life moves on. If K-pop companies don't adapt their strategies,
Life goes on.
offering more mature
Easy to
concepts, meaningful music, and a reason for long-time fans to stay invested, they risk losing an entire generation of loyal supporters who once helped build the genre's global success. There was a time when every new group felt special. Now, there are so many debuts happening every month, it's impossible to keep track. The problem isn't just the number of groups, it's that most of them aren't bringing anything new to the table.
Also, because it's hard to do that. It's so hard to bring something new, and everything is done. Everything is done. In my humblest of opinions, there's some parts in music that haven't really been touched like that. Like, I'm still shocked that New Jack Swing is in it, but it has now reached its way into K-pop. It's like, there's ways to make new things, but it's like, you don't know if people gonna like it. Like, everybody loves the 2000s type of sound, but nobody really is fucking with the 2004 to 2007 sound of like hip hop. Like, that was a very specific type of sound. Nobody's really banging with that for real. They just like the 90s and the 2000s. You know, it's a you gotta cook that mac and cheese, bro.
Too many groups are being formed not out of passion or artistic vision, but because companies want a piece of the profit pie. Every entertainment agency wants to debut the next big thing, hoping to ride the wave of K-pop's global success. But in reality, only a handful of groups actually break into mainstream success, while the majority struggle.
And the ones that do that actually give a fuck about their music.
To stay afloat.
The cream will
Many
rise to the
disband
top.
within a few years due to lack of traction, while others fade into obscurity, barely making an impact despite the effort and talent involved. This oversaturation is making K-pop feel stale and repetitive. Instead of focusing on developing unique concepts, companies rush out new groups, each one sounding and looking eerily similar to the last. The competition is so fierce that even talented idols get lost in the shuffle.
And also, sometimes I'm wondering, like, do these trainees know that they probably aren't going to be able to, do some of these trainees know that they're going to be put in a situation where they're going to be pushed out into the microwave, and it's like, you just got to keep up with it. You got to keep up with it. Don't are some like producers and stuff telling them like, hey gang, don't even think you finna make sound waves, bro. You're here to make money. So dance your ass off. Okay? You better keep good, or we're gonna shelf that shit. It's like you're fucked from the beginning.
Fans barely have time to form attachments to one group before another dozen debut with similar styles and sounds. And let's talk about quality over quantity. Some of the most legendary K-pop groups took time to develop their artistry. Their concepts were carefully curated, their music evolved, and their performances were distinctive. Now, we're seeing quantity over quality, where new groups are pushed out at a relentless pace with generic concepts, weak discographies, and rushed promotions. The industry needs to slow down and prioritize originality. If K-pop keeps flooding the market with copy-paste groups, fans will eventually lose interest. And if companies don't realize this soon, the genre risks burning out. K-pop is built on perfection. Perfect visuals,
That's a
perfect
fire
bodies,
top.
perfect performances. But here's the truth.
What?
Perfection isn't real, and
Yep.
the industry's obsession with it is doing serious damage,
Yep.
not just to idols, but to young fans watching from the sidelines. From the moment a trainee enters the system, they are pressured to look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Many idols undergo plastic surgery before they even debut,
Goodness
with
gracious.
companies subtly, or not so subtly, encouraging procedures to fit the ideal K-pop look. Double eyelid surgery, V-line jaw contouring, nose jobs. These are not just common, they are expected. Some agencies even include plastic surgery clauses in contracts, forcing idols to undergo procedures as part of their debut
That's
preparation.
crazy.
But it doesn't stop at surgery.
That's so crazy, bro. Like, you making me change my whole face, and I can't even write a song about how I'm feeling right now. What the fuck?
Extreme dieting is the norm. Idols are put on strict meal plans
Sound
that
look
barely
good.
meet daily calorie needs. Some are told to survive on one meal a day, or even just water and an apple.
That's-
The pressure to maintain an unrealistic body shape is so intense that some idols collapse from exhaustion, while others openly admit to struggling with eating disorders. The scariest part? This is all normalized. Fans praise idols for their dedication, without realizing the suffering behind the scenes. This culture of perfectionism seeps into the fan base, particularly among young teens. Fans see their favorite idols looking flawless and assume that that's the standard they should meet. They compare their natural faces to idols who have had multiple surgeries and professional styling. They compare their bodies to people who have been starving themselves for years. It creates a cycle of insecurity and self-hate, especially among teenagers who are already vulnerable to body image issues.
Yeah.
And let's not forget filters and editing. K-pop idols are often photographed and filmed under perfect lighting with heavy airbrushing to remove even the smallest imperfections. Many fans don't even realize they're looking at altered versions of reality. The skin isn't that flawless, the waist isn't that tiny, the jawline isn't that sharp. It's all part of the illusion that the industry has carefully crafted.
And I don't want to like be like try to be on some Big Brother shit and telling like people what to think about, what not to think about. But it's like it really hurts my heart that people, even to this day, as we know that these pictures are edited, their bodies have been edited, all these things have been edited. There's still people out there who long to look like this, and it's like, yo, it really breaks my heart. Like it really breaks my heart, fool.
South Korea has seen a massive rise in cosmetic procedures among teenagers and young adults. Some fans even save up money for years just to get the same procedures as their favorite idols. The industry doesn't just promote beauty, it profits from insecurity.
Yeah.
The impact? More and more young fans are turning to plastic surgery clinics to achieve the K-pop look. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you love K-pop exactly the way it is.
This was a pretty interesting video. To me, I don't think K-pop sucks now. I don't think it sucks yet, but we're in the direction of it's going to suck. Because, by the way, the Western music industry is fucked. I don't think K-pop's at that point, but they could be looking down the down the gun barrel of it getting to that point. And it's like, I don't know what can stop it other than actually giving these artists the time to grow their artistry and just wait. You don't have to debut all these fucking groups. Like, wait. But it's like, that's impossible and very idealistic. So I don't know what to do. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the video? What do you think about what I said? Am I dumb? Do I not know what I'm talking about? Please let me know in the comments down below. Me, I feel like now is I think now is a turning point in K-pop. And it's like there's going to be groups that will keep up the quality, but one day it probably won't be enough because the quantity is just going to just overtake it. But I'm still hopeful. I'm liking what's been coming out and what's to come, but I don't know. I don't know.